All right, we were discussing the questions in the last class, and today we'll discuss further about your syllabus. Writing skills are very important indeed, and in writing skills, you need to know the different styles of writing. We had discussed expository writing. I hope you remember what is expository writing. Can anyone tell me what is expository writing with an example?
Yes, ma'am.
The writing styles. What is, yes, Anisha? Anisha
Yes,
is
ma'am.
one person who's always willing to answer, and she knows all the answers, maybe, probably. People who are focused, you need to be like this only. Yes, Anisha. What is expository writing? You give an example so that it will be a recap for the other students.
Yes, ma'am. It is a type of writing in which we use to give information and explain about the fact or any topic. Like, for example, there are 7 ways of happiness, how to be happy in life. The first one is don't compare yourself with others, just compare yourself with you only.
Right.
Second, always have a positive attitude, because if we think bright, we will do right.
Very good.
Have empathy for others, because humanity is greater than status. Try to do such works which give happiness to your parents, because it is the topmost reason of our happiness.
Okay.
Surround yourself with positive people. Learn to forgive others. Believe in yourself. Try to be stronger in difficult time also, because difficult road often leads to a beautiful destination.
Yes.
Don't forgive in any kind of situation of your life. It is an example of expository writing.
Okay. It is an example of expository writing. So I hope you have understood what is expository writing. And Anisha, I as far as I remember, this was the same presentation which you gave in the last class. So when you're talking about expository writing, you can always change your topics, change something else, or enter a room and see what is happening over there. Like what is your observation or any report writing or whatever. So when you're writing a report, also it is based on your, not on your personal feelings, but on whatever is happening. So that is a different aspect altogether, and a different lesson also. Report writing is also in your syllabus, which is going to be discussed in the later classes. So as we are on with the writing styles, the second writing style is the persuasive style. What do you mean by the word persuasive? Yes, Mahi? What is persuasive?
Ma'am, convincing.
Convincing style. Some people have a very persuasive personality, an overpowering personality. Communication is, if the communication is persuasive, means whatever the person is saying, he is able, or he or she is able to convince. So the second writing style we're talking about is persuasive. Can anybody give me any example of persuasive? So in this writing style, take down the notes, and so that it will be easy for you to make a presentation. Because in my class, there is always teaching and then presentations. If you will not make presentations, you will, when you are making a presentation, you are presenting, and also you are learning for the second time. Because you are presenting, you are thinking, you are talking, you are remembering. So it is all in a learning process. People who are presenting almost on a daily basis, definitely they are moving up the ladder. And those who have their camera switched off, they are not even there in the class. So this is a very sad story. Like, students are taking classes very lightly. And only some students could do well in the exam. It is very obvious. It is apparent. People who are attending classes regularly, people who are listening, people who are presenting, people who are focused, people who are at least listening to their teachers. If you are being asked to keep your cameras on, you need to keep your cameras on. But then still a lot of people, they still have that. There are 48 students in the class and only a few of them have their cameras on. So from today onwards, if you will not keep your cameras on, you will be marked absent. I have been telling this every day, but from today I'm starting this. So do not give me any screenshot of your attendance because it will be marked absent. People who are with the cameras off will be definitely marked absent. And those who are offline, they will be marked present anyways because I'm seeing them. They are not lying down or they are not doing anything else. They are sitting and listening. So, brother, you have as a CR, this is your last chance to see that everybody keeps their camera
Yes,
on.
ma'am. I requested to all of them, please. क्या हुआ मैम? मानता नहीं है लोग मैम, इसलिए मैम क्या कर सकते
तो ठीक है ना, मानता नहीं तो कुछ नहीं, हम भी कुछ नहीं कर सकते. I've been telling them time and again, but they are singing their own tune. So if they have made their own agenda, that they will not keep their cameras on. So if they have made their own agenda, let them be absent. Let them be absent.
Yes, ma'am.
Just imagine 48 students and just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 students, 7. 7 ये कौन है? रोहित, राज. बस छत दिख रहा है. So आज ये clear हो गया? And what is the time that you are coming? All right, moving ahead. See, so much of time is wasted. So the second style is persuasive style. Persuasive, convincing power. In a letter, you convince. In writing style, which is convincing, you have a certain point to project. Right? People who are in the advertising, in marketing, the selling, they have to be very convincing. And what is convincing? What is persuasive? Writing in such a way that the reader reads it and takes action in your favor. If the reader is convinced with your style, the decision will be in your favor. So the persuasive style or the convincing, to be very simple, convincing style. And for this writing style, the writer is trying to make the person understand his point of view, her point of view. Yes. She is trying to convince the reader of the importance of certain points which she is putting. The importance of point, the importance of any concern, any issue which she is putting, of a certain argument, and which includes the writer's opinion. For example, you are given an essay to write the uses of mobile phones in the class, the pros and cons. You will have, if you are talking about mobile phones should not be used in the class, you will have to put both the points, how it is important to be using it and how one should avoid it. But if you are debating on it should not be used, your point should be very clear and your point should be convincing so that the decision is made in your favor. So you write both the sides. Why uniform is necessary? Many people thought of Saturdays in CIMAGE, it was earlier, it was like that. On Saturdays, students used to wear casuals. Monday to Friday, come in uniform. and Saturday was you can wear whatever you want to. So, I mean, how many of you feel that this is good? That this should be done? No, not every day, not every day. You are debating on uniform is not, should not be made compulsory, isn't it? So when you are debating on uniform is not, should not be made compulsory, you have to prove your points. And if you're writing it to me, if I am the person who is authorized to take decisions, then you will have to convince me why it is important. Your writing style should be persuasive. You will have to write about both the things. Why it should not be allowed and why it should be allowed. But your point should be clear and convincing so that whatever decision I am taking, the decision will be in your favor. Okay, so uniform should not be made necessary. Did you understand? तो अपनी बात को इस तरह से रखना ताकि डिसीजन आपके फेवर में हो. तो both the points करना पड़ता है, for and against, both the points. It is an argumentative style also. The persuasive style is an argumentative style. You argue, you talk about the pros and cons of any concern or any issue, and then you write in a very convincing style for the decision to be made in your favor. Your assignment again, I'm giving you a great deal of assignments, and you need to make a copy of it. They make a copy and start writing assignment, because writing without writing, there is no speaking. If you cannot write, you cannot speak. So the writing style, the persuasive style or the argumentative style is full of the writer's opinion. For example, you said that uniform should not be made necessary. So can you tell me why are you saying this? How can you convince me? In courtroom, what happens? There's for and against decisions, arguments, and the lawyer who can convince, who is persuasive, the decision is done in his favor, right? So you have to give your, tell me, why do you think uniform should not be made necessary? No, just uniform. All right. So your writing should be full of your opinion. According to you, it should not be made necessary. Give the points. 1, 2, 3, 4 bullets. Points. How वो आपको हम आपको सिखा रहे हैं what is a writing style of a persuasive writing style. So it includes a lot of writers' opinions and provide justification. You have to justify. Yes, this is what I feel, and this is correct, and this is the way it should be. It should provide justification and evidence to support your claim, whatever it is. Right? Justifying with proof, with evidence, so that the person who's reading it can see in your point of view, see your point of view. Now, what are the examples of a persuasive writing style? Like examples are, let us take letters of recommendation. Cover letters. When you are applying for a job, you will write a cover letter. What is the cover letter? When you are applying for a job, there has to be an application that you see some advertisement, and then you apply for the job. And then you have to attach your resume. isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you will have to write a cover letter. Only just applying and sending a resume is definitely not enough. You have to support your resume with a cover letter. What is the cover letter? If you feel that whatever I've given in the resume is enough, so why should I take the trouble of writing a cover letter? In writing a cover letter, you can elaborate your points. You can highlight your opinions and feelings, which is not possible in a resume, because resume is just a technical support, like your educational qualification, your name, your address, your phone number, your objective, your educational qualification, your interest, your hobby. Your strength. This is it. So you have to detail all these things in your cover letter. Most of the things which you feel is important. Something which can highlight. Something which can help the recruiter, the HR, to recruit you. So you have to deal some points in a cover letter. For example, if you've written in your objective, my aim is to work in a company, seeking a position in a company, which will give me an opportunity to earn, to learn and earn and grow with the company. Now, in your cover letter, you can write, I have always dreamt for a company like yours. Do you understand? You can detail it. You can give it in details. For example, you're aiming for working in Accenture, or aiming for working in Amazon, or a startup, or whatever. When it's a startup, it is your own. But when you are when you are applying for a company, in a cover letter, you have to be very convincing. Persuasive style will be coming. How you will convince the person that yes, this is the right person. How well you can arrange your ideas. How well you can communicate. How well you can get the facts right. All this can be elaborated in a cover letter. So a resume without a cover letter will go in the trash. Right? So I'll give you a very funny example. Like people who are logged in with their cameras off, this is their resume. And people who are with the cameras on, this is a cover letter. Yeah, I am there. I'm smiling and I'm talking and I'm listening, right? So you want me to send you to the trash bag? Anyways, jokes apart. So that is why in a cover letter, you can highlight your skills. You can highlight your, for example, your strength. You've been a debater, or you are a gold medalist. You can elaborate that. How hard work has given me the drive to success. I've always been a workaholic. But then I managed to find time to socialize. All these things you can write in a cover letter. What will happen? The recruiter will be highly interested in you after reading your cover letter. And simply, people who do not write their cover letters only back it up with a resume, they have very slim chance. So when you're the example, the perfect example of persuasive writing style is the cover letter. And I want all of you, there are 50 students in the class and some offline. All of you write a cover letter. What is a cover letter? You already know. How will you write it? How will you convince me? Because I am the HR and I want to recruit. Let me see how many people are recruited in my company. So assignments after assignments. And I told you in the very beginning when I started taking your class, business English needs to be taken very seriously. You need to do a lot of writing. This is not a story session. You're listening to John Keats, or you're listening to William Shakespeare, or you're listening to Rabindranath Tagore. No. Anyways, you're listening to me. But then learning by doing it. So I told you what is persuasive writing style. You'll be learning it by doing it. So write your cover letter. Now, second example. Now, supposing there's a friend of yours who would like to take admission in a college, who is seeking for taking admission. Write a letter to that person recommending CIMAGE. Any letter of recommendation. Can you do that? Now, what will you include in this recommendation letter? You will be writing in such a way so that the person is convinced. Right? So I'm giving you options for your assignments. Either you write a cover letter or you write a recommendation letter to XYZ, any imaginary person. Asking the person to, the person who is interested or who would like to take admission, who's seeking for a good college. All right. Either you write a cover letter or you write a recommendation letter. So this is the persuasive writing style. The editorial in the newspaper. This is another example of persuasive writing style. The editorials. Argumentative essays like the pros and the cons. And for academic papers. When you sit for your exams, what happens? You're trying to be your best. You are trying to write answers so that the teacher will give you 100% marks, isn't it? You're not writing just for the heck of it, but you are writing so that the teachers would give you marks as you are expecting. So I've given you so many, so much of examples of argumentative style. Please be ready for the presentation. Some people had given their presentation on expository style. Those who have not given the expository style, your assignment is required because the marks will be added. Your written exam of 60 marks will be already done, and your assignment for 10 marks. If you will not submit by Friday, you will definitely be marked absent. Before the results come out, that has to reach me. I'm telling you time and again, those who are not serious, they are inviting problems for themselves. Yes, and today in the class, Anisha is present, Mahi is present, Patay is present, and Komal is present. And roll number 86. That's it. And roll number 7 is present. That's it.